The Overcome and Conquer show is presented by The Project. The Project is a full immersion, 75-hour experience designed for men who know in their core they are not living up to their fullest potential. Rather than waking up every morning ready to dominate life, the mediocre man rolls out of bed and slides into the same unfulfilling routine they've unhappily been in for way too long. The Project is for men that have lost their internal flame and motivation to conquer. It's for men living an unfulfilling life that lacks excitement and purpose. Sound familiar? Then listen up. The Project is specifically designed to challenge you mentally and physically. We push you to the ledge of self-limiting beliefs and prove you've got much more in the tank. We kill the bitch and unleash the beast. We uncover the demons that hold you back and turn extreme pain into superpowers to dominate life. In the end, we turn mediocre men into modern-day knights. We forge a brotherhood and bond that levels you up as a better husband, father, and friend. But the Project is not for every man. In fact, it's not for most. For men who are okay with being in a rut and achieving less than their fullest potential, the Project isn't for you. If you're not willing to put in the work to fix what isn't working, the Project isn't for you. However, if you're done white-knuckling it through life, living one day at a time with no sense of purpose, and are willing to do what it takes to improve, the Project holds the key to unlocking the next chapter. Graduates of the Project join a brotherhood of modern-day knights and become the authors of their destiny. They have their fire reignited and reclaim dominance over their family, fitness, finances, and faith. If this resonates with you and you want to learn more, we encourage you to apply today at www.mdkproject.com/OC show.
Everybody wants to be on top of the mountain. The problem nowadays is people want to get dropped off at the top of the hill and look down.
It's that I overcome mindset that makes all the difference.
See, the way we're taught is you're going to claw, you're going to scratch, you're going to bite, you're going to dig, you're going to do whatever it takes to get to the top of that mountain.
That unequivocally is how I have managed to keep myself moving forward and finding success.
2 SEALs, 1 mission. The Overcome and Conquer Show.
And welcome back to the Overcome and Conquer show. It is another amazing episode. I got to tell you, we have been crushing it. Our followers, our listeners are growing right and left. We've been getting some amazing 5-star reviews. And this episode is a epic episode.
Yeah, this is going to be the biggest one we've done.
We've got a pretty amazing guest on.
He's not that amazing. I mean, he's done a few things, whatever.
We should downplay him.
Yeah, but here's mine about this fucking guy. He's Irish. Okay, I'll give you a hint.
Wait. Seriously?
Yeah.
Dude,
I thought he was Italian.
Oh my God. No, I always thought he was Middle Eastern.
He looks Middle Eastern.
Yeah, I've always thought he was Middle Eastern. That's so weird.
I was his inspiration in the SEAL teams.
Of course.
As you were for every SEAL that ever walked this
Did you
planet.
carry him also? Did you?
I didn't need to. I actually rented that out to someone else.
Tired from carrying me.
McTeams did it for me. But other than that, yeah. So he's okay. I mean, I know this is going to be your biggest episode. Everybody's going to be like, "Oh my God, you got this guy," but he's not all that. I'm looking at him right now. He's just like, wait a minute, what the fuck's going on?
Let's
I'm literally like, what the fuck are you gonna do?
Let's be real. Hey, you have not been introduced yet. Pipe down. Pipe down, sir.
I can say whatever I want about you right now. You can't say anything.
You have not. You're on radio silence right now.
Sorry about
that. He's going to belay his last.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
Would he make it through the Project? The presenting sponsor of the Overcome and Conquer show.
Am I the instructor? No, he wouldn't.
I'd
make him quit. I'd make him ring the bell.
Yeah, I thought so.
Let's get into it.
But if there's any other men out there that want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, to push themselves to the edge, to forge themselves into a real man.
Yeah. Well, to be the dominator of your life, to conquer everything that you set your mind to overcome everything you set your mind to in your family, fitness, finance, and faith. Between going to the Project and buying Jason Redman's book, there is nothing you cannot accomplish if you set your mind to it. And we also teach you how to, I'm going to use this word lightly, how to be an operator, hint, hint, wink, wink, So you have the pillars of success, which are teamwork, problem solving, leadership, and communication. And then what we do is we focus on the 4 F-bombs, which are family, fitness, finance, and faith, to make you a well-rounded human being, individual warrior, so you can attack, dominate, conquer, overcome, and be the operator. I just gave everybody a plug. Everything you do in your life.
Well done. Well done. All right, where do they go? If you are interested in learning more about the project, huge shout out to the project for being our presenting sponsor. Where do they go?
Sorry, I was showing in my chest.
I saw that.
They go to www.mdkproject.com.
And of course, guys, if you do not know it, we record the Overcome and Conquer show, and it gets posted to YouTube. So you should check it out, and you'll be able to see 2 sexy beasts. Well, two and a half. Well, I guess I don't know. It's at 3 or 3.5 today. What do we have?
I don't know.
What do we have? There's 2.
Listen.
And then producer Ryan has been up in his game. Is he like 3/4 now?
3/4, man.
And our special guest, is he like half, or is he 3/4? Or is he 1 1/4? What is he?
He's all man.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Let's get into it.
We're rolling right into it because this is going to be a great episode. So, all right, guys, without further ado, it is my honor to introduce a teammate. We always love having fellow teammates on the show. This guy is the guy. He has been out there. He served, I believe, 16 years with the SEAL teams. He got out as a senior chief. He served at the highest level. He served in multiple combat theaters. He did, I believe, almost a dozen combat deployments or close to it. He has been there. He has done that. He wrote an amazing book called The Operator, but he is most famously known for taking the shot that was heard around the world. I tell you what, I would have spooned out my left nut, literally with a spoon. Like literally, I would have spooned it out and ate it to be on this mission.
Oh yeah, I told him yesterday we were talking. I would have got on my knees and sucked a whole bunch of them just to be on that mission, man. Wow.
So this is the man who is on the sending end of the shot heard round to the world, who took out the most wanted man in this century, Osama bin Laden. It is our honor to have on the Overcome and Conquer show, Mr. Rob O'Neill. What is up, brother? Welcome to the Overcome and Conquer show.
Woo! Hey, thanks so much for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. And all bullshit aside, we're gonna fuck around, Ray. I've always looked up to you, and Jay Redman. You're a fucking idol. Everything from the note that you wrote when you got shot in Iraq. You've been a guys. It's so awesome to be here. I'm done kissing your asses. We're gonna have fun today. But seriously,
well, hang on.
Keep kissing my ass.
Rob, hang on. There was first off, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate that.
Gracias.
But right off the bat, you said something.
You mean the world to me, man. Seriously. So thanks for having me.
Well, you said something that we know is not true. You said you look up to Ray. You said you look up to Ray, and Ray was in the Smurf crew with me, except I was taller than him in the Smurf crew. Yeah. So, dude. Ray, dude, is that
gave you a fucking Smurf coin too.
Is that your 1,000-yard stare?
It doesn't work here. My 1,000-yard stare. Let me try it on Rob real quick. Hold on, let me see. Ready?
No, I was in boat crew 1, bro.
No, yeah, my 1,000. It doesn't phase them. It doesn't phase immortals. Okay, go ahead.
It's all good. But hey, Rob, thank you, man. I appreciate that. It's always so much fun on the show to have team guys because I love it.
And also, I want to clear up too the reason that I named my book The Operator. It's not. I'm not calling myself the Operator. It's about the life of the operator. So it's every SEAL, every Ranger, every Green Beret. What the operator does. How he deals with his family, how he deals with his kids, and where he comes from. So I've never called myself the operator. It's just that this is the operator. So that's I kind of want to put that. That's what team guys do. What the Rangers do with SEAL.
I never knew that. I've known you for a long time. I never knew. That's why you named it that. I guess I should have fucking asked you probably a long time ago.
Well, I should have been more clear about it too. It's like guys like Jocko Willington, Tim Kennedy, the real tough guys that are out there.
Nice plug.
these are the operators, and I wrote a book called The Operator about the operator.
Okay.
Well, they can both choke me out. So
that is true. I think Jocko could choke us out. I think Jocko could choke us out with like the force.
Yeah,
he could just
Jocko
think
could
about
choke
choking us.
every one of us out.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know what? I would fight Jocko, and let me
I
tell
would
you
pay
why.
money to see
I will
this.
pay
I
to
would
see
pay.
that.
Hey,
Just
I got you back. I'm
because-
right there with
I'll
you.
Well, let me finish, okay? Because one, Jocko never answers my calls. I feel like Jocko slept with me, because we kind of worked together back in the day, and then just used me and then abused me. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it'd be pretty cool to get punched in the face by Jocko as long as there was a medical facility nearby.
Yeah, right nearby. Yes, yeah.
All right, hey, let's roll into the show because we got a lot to talk about. We want to go
Yes, we do.
back to
Good.
the beginning of who you are and obviously who you became and what you're doing now, and get all that word out there. We got some great content we want to get into, but as we do with every single show of the Overcome and Conquer show, we have the word of the day, and the word of the day, definitely Rob laid down the thunder with this word, and I love the way he teed it off and talked about how it has multiple applications.
Yeah.
Multiple applications, but it has the blunt application, obviously, but then it has how we live our lives. So without further ado, Captain Care, which it is your birthday today, that also all who know, which you don't know what day we recorded this, but it is an amazing birthday, and Captain Care turned 60 today.
Even the producer's laughing.
So
So no, but I do like this word. Actually, it was like pulling teeth from Rob because he's so humble, and he was like, this and this. But when he said this word, I loved it because if you're just a one-dimensional person with a one-dimensional mindset, you automatically think because of what he did. But if you're three-dimensional and you listen to what his definition is, it's very powerful. It's very, it has so many different levels. So without further ado, I'm going to say what we do, Rob, is I'm going to tell you. Obviously repeat what the word of the day is, tell you what the dictionary version of it is, and then we would like you to say what your version is, then elaborate on it. You ready?
Yep.
All right, guys, it comes to no surprise where Rob came up with this word. The word is killer. I repeat, killer. Now, let me read the definition to you, okay? Make sure I get this right. A person or thing that kills. Rob, can you elaborate on that?
Well, that sums it up. But it's not like people who watch the video games or do whatever they do. It ain't cool. It's killing. Going to a house, picking locks at night, and killing people. It's not awesome. Like I've talked to some buddies of mine, Medal of Honor recipients, Navy SEALs. Marines, the rest of us, we kill these people because we were born in different places, and that's it. And I wonder if, like, I got a good friend of mine, Dakota Meyer, who's a Medal of Honor recipient, killed the guy with a rock, looking at the whites of his eyes, and it's like, would I have liked this guy? Like, would we have not been trying to murder each other if not born in different places? And that's as simple as it is. A different religions, and that's it. And there are people that that I've shot in the face at night that seriously wondering what PTSD comes at you 7 years after you're done with it, and you wonder, did I just not know him? And that's it. And so we go in there, and I remember being in Iraq and Afghanistan, 2007, 2008, 2009, where I would kill 11 people a night, and wonder was this worth it?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And just wondering, why were we here? Why did we fly in? Why did these Kilo pilots bring me here? What the fuck are we doing here? So killer, we would kill so many people that. You almost, like we said, I'm about to turn 44, Ray's about to turn 70 or something.
I think it's, I've been nice to him at 60, but I think it's 72 is actually the reality.
But
He looks 72.
I'm trying to let you talk, and you're going to insult me, but go ahead. I'll keep going. I'll be quiet.
Yeah, but when you get done with the fight, not even a fight, but then you're like, why did we do that again?
You know, and it's interesting. I see individuals that may not have seen a whole lot of frontline combat, veterans, and even individuals that have never been in combat who obviously detest the enemy all the way down to the core of their being, although they may not fully understand or appreciate who they were. And I think that's something you and I were talking about at the beginning, before we started recording the show. You know, they weren't a whole lot different from us. You know, they had a belief. We believe, obviously, in freedom and opportunity. We believe in people having the right to live their life in the way that they should be able to live, with freedom and opportunity here in America. And obviously, many of them believed against that. They had a twisted form of their religion that they were using to do everything they could to eradicate and justify torture and everything else that they thought was fine under that belief. But if you remove that aspect, it was a dedicated person who you were going up against, who wanted to fight and take us out exactly the same as we wanted to fight and take them out. And I think we were talking about at the beginning, you know, if you removed all that, as a warrior to a warrior, would we ever have sat down and raised a glass and said, hey, man, here's to the guys we lost. You know what? We appreciate each other as warriors. And I think there's a lot of warriors throughout history that have come to that level.
I think you're totally right. And with, I mean, not so much Al-Qaeda, because I think they're a bunch of pussies, but like the Taliban, guys that are serious fighters, like you could sit down and have a goddamn drink with them. And we would, I respect their attitude. And all it was is something that they were raised by their mom and dad to believe something that the opposite of what we believe. When we talk about faith, I believe in a different type of faith. I was raised Catholic, and I'll fucking kill you. But do we need to go that far? You know, it's now that I'm older, I'm not quite as old as Ray, but
that is true.
So let me stop. True. Let me jump in here right now, Rob, because I know numbers and stuff.
Don't pull something.
No, I'm not.
What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
So, and I know the number, but I like you to say it. So how many kills do you think you roughly have? I know you know, and I know, but go ahead, say it.
Probably over 200.
Okay, so 200, Bud's Class 200. I like how you're paying respect to me still. No, here's the question, Heaven. I'm being serious. I think
I have exactly 208 kills.
Okay, so here's the question I have, and I'm going to be serious for 1 second. You know, it's hard to remember all the in-betweens. Smoking Fools, like I said, is like a resume. I remember the opening and I remember the closing. So obviously you remember the big man. There may be some that are more influential than others, but is there any regret in that 208 of anybody that you ever had to put down?
Yeah, there's one dude that I think about every night, and he's the reason that I have cocktails a lot. There's one guy that I killed in front of his wife, and I'm not sure he needed it. It was justified based on rules of engagement, but he was he got out of his bed and he started throwing kicks at me, started throwing punches at me, and I remember looking at him. I did a one-man entry, which is obviously we've learned in SEAL training, never do it, but he started kicking at me and throwing punches at me, and I remember saying, "Is this guy fucking serious?" And I gave him a chance, and then he kept doing it. So I shot him, and I've wondered, was that worth it?
What year? Can you tell me what year that was?
2007.
So that's a long time.
Well, he had a gun right next to me, and actually he reached for the gun. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not.
No, I know what you're saying. You obviously took a clean shot. I understand what you're saying, but what I think the listeners need to hear is that, you know, there's always.
Well, this is the shit that keeps you up at night.
Yes, that's what they need to hear. Yeah. What keeps Rob O'Neill up at night?
And it wasn't. Look, it's not like here's a dude in a fucking video game. It's like, I shot him in front of his wife. Did this need to happen? And I'm almost like, the thing that keeps me up at night too is like, motherfucker, why are you doing this? Why are you reaching for your gun? Why are you trying to punch me? Knock it off. We can live through this.
Or how many targets? I mean, this was something that that you would make entry. You'd roll around the corner and you'd have, you know, some dude down the hallway, and there'd be kids right there.
Well,
and you're pushing kids out of the way.
I'd already shot two dudes on entry. Like, I already killed two guys on the way in, and I just wanted this guy to not
do that.
Not do this. Come on, guys. Come on, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take it to the next level. I want to talk about one other aspect of killing, and that is killing it in life, killing it in business, getting out there, having that mindset of just crushing it, just destroying it, just saying, I don't care what's in my path. I'm just going to drive forward. I love telling people that, hey man, crush it, go kill it.
Kill, yeah. And that's Jay. That's a great point too. And shit, I remember talking to you on the second deck at the command about. I mean, this is before or after before what I did, and after you did what you did, and you and I would talk about right by the right by the shitter there, right up the top of the stairs. Like how do we get through this? How do we kill it? And we're just talking about killing it, and what it is it's a mindset.
Yes.
I'm going to go in there. I'm going to kill it.
Yep.
And that's kind of the thing. And we brought it out into the private sector. Like, how do I get really good at what I do? I'm going to fucking kill it. And it's wake up in the morning. I woke up today. I went to the airport and I had the TSA guy say, "How you doing today, man?" I'm like, "How am I doing? I'm doing great." Let me tell you why I'm doing great. Because I woke up today. I put both feet on the ground. Mm-hmm. I stood up. I picked up the newspaper. I looked at the obituaries. My name wasn't fucking in it. Today's a good day. Mm-hmm. Today's a good fucking day.
Up to you to make it a great day. Up to you to kill it.
Yeah. So and killing it again. That's it. Like how you can do anything you want. Keep a positive attitude. Keep your head down. Keep moving forward. No matter what, never quit. You'll be fine. Keep moving forward.
Yep, that's absolutely. Get off that X, drive forward,
I was
man.
waiting for it.
Don't get stuck. You're welcome, Ryan. Producer Ryan. That one's for you, baby. Shameless plug.
The handwritten note that you put on your door at the hospital is people should have that on their door and read it every fucking day.
So
if you're looking for sympathy, fuck off.
Yeah, I love it.
It ain't here.
That's right. So we're going to ask you another question, but before we do, I always have to put my thing in here. I'm sitting technically in the room with a man who killed Osama bin Laden, another guy that got shot fucking baker's dozen. Recently I pulled my calf on the treadmill, so I think I've accomplished as much as the two of you combined plus some, because I literally 4 days later, I'm up and walking. So your 40 surgeries is nothing compared to what I went through, and you killing that nobody, is nothing compared to the pain that I just went through.
I will say that at 60 years old, it's not surprising that you're pulling muscles like that. But I will say I love your video. How you showed how you dealt with that pain by wrapping an Icon meal on the back of your calf, which big shout out to Icon Meals for being a sponsor for the Overcoming Conquer show. But
well done, by the way. That was good.
Thanks.
I'm learning from you, Rob. So hey, here's a question. Let's rewind. Okay. You, Jason, and I have been friends for many years before, what happened to him and before what you did, excuse me. Let's talk about Rob growing up, the man that made him the man that he is today. And then the pinnacle moment, because I remember when mine was, and I know Jason remembers when his, the day that you knew that you wanted to be a Navy SEAL. Because I know people want to hear that. Like, for me, I was 17 years old. I was told I was a fucking loser because I read this book when I went into the recruiter station. He was like, dude, you can't do that. You're 160 pounds. And that moment there, the kid that I was went through pain, went through all this. What I want to know, you as a child, and when was the moment that you knew, you were going to be a Navy SEAL?
Well, I lucked out because I was my father and I, my dad's my best friend. He and I used to play basketball together every single day. And I told him one day I was playing college ball at Montana Tech, and I told him that I'm going to leave Butte, Montana to become a Marine. I want to be a Marine.
How old were you at this point?
18.
And had you ever thought about being in the military before?
No, never. And I had buddies I grew up with, Ben Walacheski and Jim McBride, that always wanted to be Marines. And Bill McBride was Jim's dad, and his brother was a Marine. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to join the Marine Corps. So I went down I wanted to be a sniper because we grew up hunting. I was like, I want to be like these guys. And as luck would have it, the Marine recruiter was not in the office, but the Navy guy was.
Wow.
And the only reason I went into the Navy guy's office is because Ben and Jim and Bill had told me that the Marine Corps is actually part of the Department of the Navy. It's just the men's department. So if anybody would know where the Marine was, the Navy guy would. So I walked in and I said, hey man, where's the where's the Marine recruiter? And he goes, why do you want the Marine? I said, I want to be a sniper. Marines have the best snipers in the world. He goes, look no further, my friend. We have snipers right here in the Navy. You just need to become a Navy SEAL. No big deal. And then you can go to sniper school. And I had no idea what he was talking about. I remember looking at the recruiter. I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about, but this guy's a professional recruiter. Why is he going to lie to me?
And this is like 95, 94?
96.
96, okay.
Actually, 95.
Yeah.
I went in January 96. And it turns out he bullshitted me.
No, you telling me the recruiter didn't tell you the
recruiter
truth?
lied to you?
No.
That's so weird.
So I joined the Navy to become a SEAL, and that was it. And I actually went up to, I was playing college ball at Montana Tech, and I still had my ID to get in, and I knew I could swim in the pool. I went up to the pool, and I'm like, well, it's 25 yards down, 25 yards back. I'll swim 1,000 yards and gauge it. I didn't know how to swim, and I swam 50 yards. I'm like, oh my God, this is exhausting. And a buddy of mine named Mike Driscoll was there, and he actually went on to swim at Notre Dame.
No shit.
And he looks at me and he goes, O'Neill, don't take this the wrong way. It's great to see you, but what are you doing in the pool? I've never seen you. I said, I just joined the Navy to be a SEAL. And he goes, yeah, not like that. You're not. So he actually, so here's a collegiate swimmer that taught me the side stroke. And that's how it went down. And so he worked with me every day. And I swam 500 yards that day, and then 1,000, and then I got to 5,000, and I finally got to boot camp. And I'm good. And shit, we went to Buds, and it was like, holy shit, there are guys that played water polo.
Yeah, collegiate athletes.
We had Olympic swimmers.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember those asshole Germans when we did the super long swim, the 7 nautical mile swim, 5.2, second phase.
Yeah.
And we had some guys in our class who were like, they were college, and even I think some of them qualified for the Olympics.
Yeah.
And then they did the Waterman's Guild, and I'm like, I fucking hate you. It took like
Fox,
6 hours.
And they could swim faster.
I was the last one.
Than with fins. It was nuts.
Yeah.
Dude, I came in with Bonham before he quit. Like, literally, people were done. They, went to dinner. They fucking came back, and me and Bonham came in. And I don't know if you could remember the big swim, but we did them in the fucking duck feet. No shit. I mean, when I say we were last, there was the pissed off instructors because we were cutting into their their private time. And
they're going out. Well, we when we did the swim, they had us do it 208 from IB up to Coronado, and they said, well, we know that the surf has been going this way south for 2,000 years, but now it's going this way. So we did the swim against the current, and they actually started pulling us out because the instructor got in trouble because of, guys getting hypothermia.
Yeah.
So they pulled us out. I was like 50 meters away from the finish. We finished on Friday. We go back in on Sunday, and we're supposed to do some bullshit mathematical dive, whatever, rescue test. And they said, hey, by the way, since only one pair finished, we're not going to do the test. They put your pencils down. We're doing it again right now.
Oh,
and that was the meanest shit anyone's ever done to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we did the swim twice.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but those duck feet, I mean, I've got, I'm 3 feet tall and fucking 220 pounds. I've got Fred Flintstone feet. And when I swam in those things, my feet were like this. And the worst part of that swim, besides swimming with a rock, was it Ensign Bonham or whatever his name was, is when we got out, they were screaming at us to come on. So, we're ripping our fucking fins off and we're trying to go. And my feet, I literally could not walk because my feet hurt so bad.
Yeah.
So I'm crawling and they're telling me to get up and I kept falling over. The instructors are laughing at me and I could not walk. And Bonham was just like, he literally looked like just a useless tampon sitting on the beach because he just gave up. He just laid there. And I'm like, get up, man, we're going to die. And it was like Mike Mayer was waiting for us. And he was not happy. Yeah. And it went from bad to worse, really bad. And it's funny when you get Mike Mayer. I'll never forget. I love Mike. I've seen him doing stuff overseas, but he was literally laughing his ass off because I'm trying to get up. I look like one of the people that do the Boston marathons where they lose control of their body at the end and they just go off into the stands. I kept trying so hard, but I wouldn't quit. And while I'm doing this, I'm looking at Bonham and he's literally laying there like in a fetal position. He just gave up on life. I think he quit right after that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, when we did the second swim, so we did the first one on Friday, we did the second one on Monday. You know how you put you got a flare on your knife on your belt?
Yeah.
My swim buddy was Monty Heath.
Oh yeah, I just saw Monty a couple days ago.
I love him. He's the funniest fucking dude ever. Introduced me to No Effects. If you haven't heard White Trash, Two Heaves, and a Bean, you're missing the fuck out. But we're sitting there, and I look over. We're doing the swimmer inspection, and Monty, instead of a flare, he has a king size Snickers bar taped to his knife, and I go, dude, we're gonna get in so much trouble. And he goes, I swear to God, if you don't tell anyone, I'll split it with you. So we're 2.5 miles in. That was the best goddamn Snickers bar.
Oh my God. The instructors didn't notice?
They didn't notice. Fuck it. We nailed it.
Dude, when we did that swim, man, they inspected us and Dan Liccardo was with us.
Yeah.
I love Dan Liccardo.
They start going down the line and like, I'm not shitting you. Dan had everything. Like he had gone to the exchange and bought everything he could find, like waterproof headphones, radio, Snickers bar, Cliff bars. He had a North Face puffball jacket under there.
Yeah.
And like the instructors are just pulling all this shit out. He's got like a pile of stuff. He's like got a deployment bag in front of him. And then we all got hammered.
Yeah,
for
and
that.
he looks dumbfounded while they're doing it. He's just like, what? Like, it's okay.
How's Dan doing? I know he got his legs cut off, Bob.
He's good, man.
He's doing great. I actually talked to him a couple weeks ago.
He is killing it. And we had him on the show.
He's killing it.
Yeah.
Dan Liccardo, other than Scott Oates, is the best looking man I've ever seen in my life.
And you know what? He's still such an arrogant prick. I love Dan. I know he says,
is he really?
But yeah, this is what he says. No, hold on. No, I'm kidding. You know what he tells me? I literally said, man, you're crushing it, blah, blah, blah. Because my wife literally loves Dan. She wants to sleep with Dan. And he goes, hey, you know what's so cool about losing my legs? This is Dan's mindset. I go, what? He goes, I'm still fucking taller than you. And I was like, what the fuck? I mean, that's Dan.
That
know?
is
I was
true.
like, I love him.
That's true. That was funny.
Yeah, he's a great dude. I love Dan Liccardo. What a wonderful man. I mean, I mean, speaking of killing it, like a dude that happened to him and just get the fuck up and get on with life. Like and Jay, goddamn man, I couldn't be more proud of you guys. That's so fucking cool.
Thanks, bro.
Hey guys, this is Ray from the Overcome and Conquer Show, and we are proud to announce that Icon Meals is our mid-roll sponsor. Icon is an industry leader in cryovac meal technology. What does that mean, guys? You are going to get the freshest meals delivered to you next day service. Another key factor of why I love Icon Meals is they have 2 menus, guys. They have the signature menu and the custom meal. So if you're like me and you need more protein or less carbs and you're on the go and fitness is your life, you can make a customizable meal. And or if you're just looking for the standard healthy meal choice, you can. So everything is organized for you. So ladies and gentlemen, Icon Meals has taken all the work out of it. All you have to do is put in what you want and they will provide what you need. And it doesn't end there. They also offer popcorn, seasonings, coffee, cookies, crisp bread, and gift cards. So guys, check them out at www.iconmeals.com.
Well, listen, let's take it back to continue to kill it because that is the mindset you had. I love this story. And I know there's going to be a ton of young men that listen to this podcast because I get a ton of guys. I know you do, these young men that reach out to me and they want advice on making it through training. And you summed it up in that one statement. You signed up to go to SEAL training without even knowing how to swim. And you're not the only one. I know a lot of guys who were similar to this. Because what we try and explain to people, dude, it ain't physical. You can figure out the physical. It's mental. And you displayed that.
Dudes just get it. There are dudes that get it. We have our, you guys both know, we have our 1%ers. Mm-hmm. We got the Phil Ryans. We got the Dan Liccardos. We got the Scott Oateses that can smoke cigarettes all night and run the 5-minute miles. But the rest of us, we get it.
Yeah.
We're just dudes.
Grind.
Just show up and get it.
Yep.
And I got one of my best stories is I had a dude, 16-year-old kid that wanted to become a Navy SEAL. And he goes, I'm going to go to Bud's. What should I do to prepare? And I said, well, let me answer your question with a question. What are you doing to prepare? And he said, I'm taking cold showers to get used to it. And I said, fuck that. Knock that off right now. Let me tell you why. If I told you in 30 days I'm going to kick you in the nuts as hard as I can, and in order to get ready for it, you had your best friend kick you in the nuts every fucking day, guess what? It's still going to suck when I do it.
Yep.
So take warm showers Take warm showers. You can be a Navy SEAL. That's it.
It's true. I mean, I try to explain that. So did you ever know Gary Jackson? Gary was a crazy.
Yeah.
So I worked for Gary before I went to Bud's, and
Small world.
Yeah, the Gary, crazy, that crazy fucker. So Gary was like, "You're too skinny." When I was getting ready to go to Bud's, and I walked, man, I was 130 pounds, soaking wet back then, and he's like, "You need to go sit in the bay every day." And it's winter in Virginia Beach. I worked at Little Creek then.
Yeah.
And he was like, "You need to go sit in the bay every day, and that's going to get you ready for Bud's." Well, I did it. And I came to find out I came to find out he was sitting in quarters every day talking about, "Dude, I got this young E1 sitting in the bed," laughing his ass off at me. But I did it. And then I went out to training, and you're absolutely right. I'll admit, for about the first 3 or 4 days, I was like, "Oh, the water's not too bad out here." But after that, it just sucked exactly the same. It didn't get any better.
When it happens.
Yep.
I've told so many kids, I was like, you know what? They said, you know what? I'm not good at pull-ups. How do I get better at pull-ups? I'm like, oh, it's simple. You do pull-ups.
Yep.
You want to get better at pull-ups? Fucking do pull-ups.
Yep.
I love this, but do you ever get, and I know you have, do you ever get like stupid fucking questions? Like I get stupid, like, here you go, ready? Here's like my favorite. And like, I'm supposed to know, like maybe you know, how many push-ups do you do a day? How far do you run? Do you have to know? Here's my favorite one. Do you have to be a good swimmer? And I'm thinking to myself, before I tell you you're just a complete and utter moron.
Obviously not.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, the thing is right, self-taught, self-made. That's how I did it. I was fucking dumb.
I agree.
Dumb kid.
More, yeah.
I literally sink in the water. But, if you want it bad enough, I mean, literally, Trisha, my wife, who I'm dying for you to meet, I'll do the combat side stroke and she'll watch me in the water. I look like I'm fighting the water. And I actually, when I have actually, and where I'm talking about in certain training at a certain place where we had to wrap our camis around our fucking hands and swim. TK Epley told me, and I quote, he goes, "Dude, how the fuck do you swim backwards?" Because I was so stupid. I was actually going like this and kicking at the same time. And I wasn't going anywhere until he finally like jumped in the water and looked at me and goes, "Dude, you did graduate Bud's, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You were in a SEAL team before you came here, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." But all he did was he just said, "Okay, stop smacking, start pulling." And I did it.
Pulling, yes, but
the questions, and I think the problem with the SEAL teams now is Xbox, PlayStation, the movies. Everybody just thinks, if you have great hair like me, yours is okay.
Oh, amazing.
Thank you. But people want, see, I think for me, the success was the climb, not graduating Bud's was awesome. Again, you're not a SEAL when you graduate Bud's. You still have to go to your platoon, your team, and get your ass kicked. But when I graduated Bud's, I remember I couldn't remember fucking anything except, wow. I remember looking around at graduation going, how the fuck did I get here? And that's what I think about is the climb.
I was Monday of walk week at the end of Bud's. Like we're graduating Friday. And I'm going to dental. I'm going to medical. We're getting our shit done. It's like, holy shit. Now I need to be in Navy SEAL. What the fuck now? Like, how the fuck did I make it?
Yeah.
How did I get here? How did they get here? Oh, and Patricia, by the way, that was a goddamn totally staged video. The one of her dancing in the kitchen.
Maybe not.
No, it was staged as fuck. I loved it.
Oh yeah.
I've watched it a bunch of times, holding it up with one hand.
She'll appreciate that. I don't, but she will.
Hey, let's fast forward. I want to, because a lot of people. I try to explain to people that the SEAL teams alone have probably done over 10,000 missions since 9/11 started. And there's a lot of missions that obviously get a ton of recognition of the nature of those missions. There were hostage rescues, there were high-level targets like the one you were on. But there are things that occur that just stand out, whether it's something funny or whether it's just a suck factor that you're like.
You know what? There's a lot of things that stand out. And one of them, and you were there when we went after Marcus Luttrell, lone survivor, and we were awake for 3 straight days, and we're up on the mountain, and I remember looking at one of my guys. I'm saying, this is why Hell Week is so hard, because if we wanted to quit right now, where the fuck are we going to go?
Yeah,
we're just here. I remember looking around. I've got Air Force guys. I've got Marines, Rangers. We're just sticking each other with IVs. This is one of the first missions I was ever on at SEAL Team 6. And we're sticking each other with IVs. And I remember calling in an A-10, and we found this fuckers that shot down the helo. And we called it an A-10. And the way that the A-10 sounded was you could see the smoke. You could hear the report. You'd hear it land, and then you'd hear it shoot.
Yeah.
Just so fast, right? So it's like, wah. And I'm standing there with this Marine, and this Marine said, he goes, I guess it's true what they say. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, except an A-10. An A-10 will fucking kill you.
Yeah, it will.
Dude.
So we did that shit, and the Rangers ended up grabbing Marcus, and then they were back home, and I was at my daughter's tea party at her preschool when she was 4 years old, and she's 15 now, works at Chick-fil-A, and we got called to go rescue Captain Phillips.
Yeah.
So I'm standing at Virginia Beach in my daughter's thing, and we get a page, and 15 hours and 46 minutes later, we got 103 guys in the Indian Ocean. And then my buddy Sonny shot them, and it's like I remember looking at him and going, God damn, man, you just did the most important thing in the history of the SEAL teams. And he goes, yeah, I know. Can we go home? And just how cool he was. His gun was sighted in for the most difficult shot he'd ever taken in his life. And his gun didn't need to be sighted in for the most difficult, because SEAL Team 6 had never done it in 25 years.
Yeah.
But it was sighted in. He took the shot, and we went home. And then, we're chilling out after another goddamn deployment, and they called us in a room and said, hey, the reason you're here is we found a thing, and this thing is in a house. This house is in a bowl in the country, and you guys are going to go get it. Like, what's this thing? Well, we can't tell you. Okay, well, where are we going? What's the country? Can't tell you. How are we getting there? Can't tell you. How much air support? None. Like, okay. And then, we finds out later that, we ran into the girl Maya. It was Bin Laden. And it was just one of those things where they happened to call us in a room. And actually, the funniest part of that story was being in a room with my boys. And our bosses said, we were awake for about 3 days again. They sent us home and said, look, we're going to come back on Sunday. We're going to read you in on what's happening. Who's going to be there to read it? They're like, well, the Vice President, Secretary of Defense, they were like, holy shit.
Wow.
This is big. And they're going down the list. They said CTC pad will be there. And we're like, hey, this is huge. But then I was like, hey, hold on a second. If CTC pad is counter-terror PAC Afghan, we thought we were going to Libya for Gaddafi.
Yeah.
It's the CTC pad. Why the fuck is he there? So we went home, and then we came back in on Sunday. They put us in 4 different vans. And I got my buddy who's driving the truck, and we're driving. We got 4 guys per van. We're driving down there, and I said, hey, I explained exactly this to them. I said, well, this isn't Gaddafi. They found Bin Laden. That's what this is. And my boss is sitting next to me. He goes, that's exactly what I was thinking. So he and I look at each other, and my buddy who's driving, he looks at me in the rearview mirror and goes, man, O'Neill, if we kill Osama bin Laden, I will suck your dick.
And?
So 3 weeks to the day, we're standing over bin Laden's body, and I go, hey, homie, now's as good a time as any.
Yeah. I'm going to drop trial, bro.
So, hey, Rob, that's an amazing history of what you've done, but I have to disagree with you with one of those. I hate to disagree with you. But one thing that you've said is not true, and I hate to call you out in front of all these people. But
no worries. Tell me.
It's okay, but I was in Captain Phillips, the movie. Okay. So, okay.
I saw you.
Did you, if you blinked, it was gone, but are you okay? Are you okay? I am the one who rescued.
Was you the short guy?
Yeah, I was.
Hey, Ray wasn't Redman, but he stayed at a Holiday Inn Express the night before.
But let me tell you what, Tom loved me, and he said, Jesus. And I said, yes. I did this in real life, and here I am now. And he says, "Thank you for what you did." So, just so you know, Tom Hanks.
That's awesome. And when we launched Together, it was just so cool that giving my daughter a kiss. She was. I have this one daughter who was always there. She was 1 when we went after Marcus, and she was 4 after Captain Phillips. But she was 7. When we went after Bin Laden, and that was a mission where we knew we were going to die. Like we're not coming home. This is a one-way mission, man. We're not coming home. And I actually talked to the point man it was never supposed to be like that, but it's, you've been in missions, guys, where sometimes it just shit goes sideways. And that's being the point man going up the stairs. He pulled me aside before the mission.
Rob, what are you talking about? Everything went according to exactly to plan on every mission I was on. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, wait. I want to go back for 1 second. Hold that thought, because I want to go back to that van. In that initial moment when you guys were like, holy shit, we're going to get bin Laden. And then that fast forward to that point where you're like, this is a one-way mission. How quickly did that kind of set in? That whole thought process?
It was more of a realization. We're like, all right, fuck it. We know what this is now. We're going. We're fucking going. Well, that's what I'm saying. With the point man, he pulled me aside and said, hey, don't take this the wrong way. I'm going. Mm-hmm. But I just need to say it out loud. If we know we're going to die, why are we going? I just need to say it. And so, we kind of smiled at each other, and we're standing around the model of bin Laden's house, to scale, down to the goddamn trees. And we decided that we're not going for fame, and we're not going for the reward. We're going after Osama bin Laden for the single mom that dropped her kids off at elementary school on a Tuesday morning, and 45 minutes later, she jumped to her death out of a skyscraper. And her last gesture of human decency was holding her skirt down so no one could see her underwear as she murdered herself. She's not supposed to be in the fight. We're supposed to be in the fight, and that's why we're fucking going.
Amen.
And that was it. That was it. I mean,
and dude, I got to tell you. So one, I got a good friend, Tim Brown, who's a New York firefighter. He's one of the few that survived when the towers fell. And yeah, Tim and all those guys that were there. I mean, regardless of where people stand, you took him out. And I know I fucking celebrated. I woke my kids up that night and was like, wake up. The guy, the reason I got shot all stem from this dude right here, and he is dead.
Because there's a thing right now at the and all of your listeners need to get up to New York City.
I was just going to say that they need to see that museum.
Yeah,
because but we have a there's an exhibit there for 18 months, which is the hunt for bin Laden, and there's 18 months it's open. And you walk in there, and everyone is interviewed, from me, 9 other guys on the mission, blue team guys, red team guys, and then Hillary Clinton and fucking bin Laden, Barack Obama. And you stand at the end of it, you stand around this.
Wait, Rob, you did an interview, and Hillary's in the same. Because you survived this entire war, but if you do something with Hillary, you're probably going to end up dead.
Yeah. Well, she's going to eventually kill me.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You stand over this 10 to 15 foot screen, and it shows everything that happened, and you hear the interviews, everything from President Obama to Hillary Clinton to me to Secretary Gates to other guys talking, and it walks you through the entire mission to the girls. There was a couple girls that found bin Laden. And it walks you through the whole thing. You just sit there, and it's only there it'll be another 10 months. I highly recommend everyone go up and see it.
Yeah. I haven't seen that one, and I've been up there multiple times, and I've walked through with Tim. I've walked through with other firefighters who lost family members on that day.
Yeah,
it is so
even going through the memorial, there are certain parts that have warnings as you walk through, like you might not be able to handle this. And it's firefighters going in the South Tower. You can hear their the way they're talking to each other and how they didn't. It's kind of like us going on the mission. It wasn't a handshake; it was a hug.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go die now.
Yep. Tim's
amazing.
Yeah. Tim's best friend was one of those guys. Hell yeah, dude. Who knew that they weren't? So many of them knew when they went up those stairs, they weren't coming out. But that section where you see the pictures of people jumping out of the building, it is gut wrenching. Yeah. And people need to see that. People need to see that's what contributed to this.
Pledge of Allegiance.
I want to know where you were when 9/11 happened. Where were you?
I was overseas at Unit 2. I was with SEAL Team 2.
Where were you at?
I was at school, and I had just started at ODU, and me and I won't say his name because he's still active, but we were together going through school. And I remember, man, I'll never forget. I was getting a cup of coffee at the student center, and the kid behind the counter was like just laughing nervously as he hands me my coffee. You know, like that uncomfortable, super nervous. And he hands me my coffee, and I'm going, dude, you okay? And he goes, a plane just crashed into the World Trade Center. The Pentagon's on fire. And I was like, that's weird. And I walked.
Weird, yeah.
I
what
walked.
movie are you watching? Yeah.
Yeah, and I walked over to the student center. The TV was on, and my buddy came up next to me, and we watched the whole thing unfold. And we looked at each other, and we're like,
well, I mean,
we're going to work.
Even too, just to give a shout out to Steven Siller, who was a firefighter, and Frank Siller started it's called Tunnel to Towers.
Yeah, great group.
Steven Siller had just finished his shift as a NYPD, or sorry, FDNY, driving through the towers. He turned around to go back, and they wouldn't let him through. So he stopped his truck and ran Tunnel to Towers and died in the South Tower.
Yep. And they do that run every year. So if anybody's ever wanted to,
we should do it this year. I mean, well, let's do it. Let's do it this year.
Yeah.
I mean, Ray's got short legs. He might be able to.
Well, and he's got that pulled calf. So, you know.
I'm still pissed off because nobody asked where I was when 9/11 happened. We know where the fuck Rob.
Where were you?
Yeah, I ain't telling you. I ain't telling you. I was serving my country.
What the hell?
Yeah, where were you?
I was at Fort Lee going through Alice course, a airload drop inspector course. Actually, STV actually recalled me back.
How did you find out though? I mean,
we were doing inspections for ducks and shit like that. Throwing stuff out of planes and helicopters, guys.
Yeah, Fort Lee, of course.
Well, no, just for the people that don't know what I'm talking about. And one of the instructors, I don't know, someone higher up is E78. I can't remember what they had an office, and he came out and was like, "Everybody, stop what you're doing." And we were like, "Oh shit, we're in trouble." And I remember I was there with two other SEALs, Marco Shibara, and I can't remember the other guy, and they were like, it's just hit the fan. And we actually thought at first it was a joke. And then we were like, what? And not probably 5 minutes later, SDV Team 2 texted me and said, hey, we need you back here because you're at a course that you're, pretty much never going to use.
Yeah,
so
but we got to get this done.
Yeah, so because a lot of the teams, as well as I do, some were going to the Pentagon, some were going to up to New York to do damage control.
Well, and at that point too, like as much shit as we give SDV, like that's probably going to be the guys that do shit. Like you got to be back. This is like we had you diving forever, but now we might need you. So let's fucking rock and roll.
Producer Ryan, where were you on 9/11?
I was going to Full Sail. I was in the studio all night, and then we had class from like 9 because Full Sail has crazy hours. And they sent us home, and I watched the second plane crash. What
were your thoughts?
It was very sad. I was crying. It was very sad.
Crazy.
It was more like a numb doll feeling. I was like, you don't fucking come to our house and do this shit. I was like, and obviously the minute that happened, first thing I'm thinking is let's find out who the fuck this is and smoke these fools. I mean, I don't care how unpolitical I sound.
My first thought was, holy fuck, they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I thought too. Yeah, exactly. I knew when the second tower hit, I was like, dude, we're at war. We're going to war. I tried to get out of school.
And then when shit got real was with Fifi, with Neil Roberts.
Yeah, which we just had that anniversary yesterday.
Yesterday.
They went over and it's like, motherfuckers are, all right, you want to fucking fight us? All right.
Yeah.
Game on.
Fuck you. I'll fight you.
So let's fast forward, man. Let's fast forward to 9 years later. 9 years later, you were in that building. Yeah. And a lot of people don't understand the way the flow. I'll just say you never know who's going to end up where within a target.
No, I had no idea. And I was just, the only reason I was there was because I was, I would, and again, I was just too afraid to not go. Like, I got to go in the room. And it turned out to be a couple of us going up from because the woman that found Bin Laden.
Well, take me back to that moment. Take me back when you're on that stairwell and your heart's pounding in your chest.
She told us that that I don't know what it looks like inside, but you're going to run into a stairwell and you're going to run into Khalid bin Laden. And here's how cool she was. She goes, and if you ace Khalid, you get a shot at the big guy. Like, that's how she said it. How dope is that, right? Totally cool. And so I watched my boys breach. There was a door going up. They breached the door, and then I was like 8 guys back or whatever. And normally going upstairs in an urban environment, I'm gonna fuck people off. Like, I'm gonna pull them back. But I know we're gonna die, so now I'm like, well, I gotta watch this, right? So I'm looking up, and the point man was in front. I got 7 dudes in front of me. Khalid was there, and he jumped behind this banister. And I'm looking up, and I'm like, holy shit, this is 2 grown-ass men with guns, and they're trying to murder each other. I'm not leaving. I got to see how this goes down. And the point man realized that that's Khalid. And I shit you not, it was something like this. And I'm sure someone watching will correct my language, but he went Khalid, Irv Haidek, Khalid, Delta Russia. Like, come here in 2 different languages. The Khalid spoke. And Khalid put his head over the goddamn banister.
There we go.
And so he blasted him in the face. I'm like, that's the coolest fucking thing I've ever done. And I was right for about 8 seconds, because we turned the corner. Here's Khalid. He shot him right in the face. And as we go up to the 2nd floor, there's the point man, and everyone else split off. So they're clearing this room, these rooms. And then I turned into 2 man. So I got my hand on the point man, and he's looking up the stairs, and we got one more thing to go. And we knew damn well that, she said, if you kill Khalid, you get a shot at bin Laden. And so I know he's up there, and I know he's putting a goddamn bomb on something.
Yeah. So what was your thought in that moment? I mean, here you are, you're outside that room. You've made hundreds and hundreds of combat entries.
My thoughts were, I'm tired of thinking about it. Let's get it over with.
Yeah.
I'm tired of thinking of it. So I'm squeezing him, and I want more guys. And it was so funny because I had my last laugh. Because we're looking up, there's a curtain there, and he's saying, hey man, we gotta go, we gotta fucking go, we gotta go. And I'm like, and he goes, hey man, these bitches is getting truculent. And I remember laughing in his ear, and I laughed at him. I go, I don't think that word means what you think. And it's one of those, like,
that's the funny stuff that happens on Target, man.
Like a team guy moment in the gunfight, and like, fuck it. So we went up the stairs, and he pushed the curtain, and I turned. How he doesn't have a Medal of Honor is beyond me. But he jumped on these 2 women that he thought were going to blow up. And because he went here, I went here, and there's bin Laden.
Wow.
And I shot him in the face 3 times. Or as I say on my Twitter handle, thrice.
Thrice.
So what, I mean.
Well, I mean, even after I shot bin Laden, Amal bin Laden was there, and I grabbed her, and then his 2-year-old son was there.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at this kid, and as a father, I was like, this poor kid's fucking got nothing to do with this.
That's what I hated.
Yeah.
Seeing the kids on Target.
I picked him up and held him, and I was like, this kid doesn't need to be any more scared than he is. And I sat him down next to his mom on the bed, and then other Navy SEALs are coming in doing shit. And I'm kind of standing there, it sinks in. And one of my buddies, I can't say his name now, but he goes, hey man, you good? And I said, no, what do we do now? And he goes, now we find the computers. We do this every single night. Hundreds of times. And I said, holy shit, you're right, I'm back.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, you just killed Osama bin Laden. Your life just changed. Let's get to fucking work. I'm like, that really?
Yeah.
That's it. And then we went to work.
Wow.
Damn.
And it was just a guy, a team guy like you guys turning the corner. That's all it was.
Yeah. Yep. Right place, right time, bro.
Yep.
But awesome.
Yeah.
So
But I was able to get there because of the guys in front of me. I was able to get there because of the women that found him. I was able to get there because of the pilots that got us in there. It was never me. It was just, what the fuck, man?
Love it.
So obviously your life has changed drastically. I got a personal question to ask you. It's a deep question, and you and I were talking about it at the beginning. The publicity for the teams is a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm.
And I know
I could not agree more.
And I hear it, I hear it on my side. I know Ray's heard it, I hear it from different sides, but obviously there are guys out there that disagree with you talking about
They
it.
do.
So what are your thoughts on that? And
Well, I mean, it sucks. I would be the same way. Like one of our good friends, and we're not going to bring him up, jumped into Somalia to rescue Jessica Buchanan. And I remember watching the jump thinking, fuck him, why am I not that guy? But I love him. And we all know who he is. Great fucking dude. And then with another guy that shot the pirates that rescued Phillips. I love him. And it just fucking sucks. And, but I mean, the first thing I'll say is, whichever bullshit Master Chiefs wrote that fucking ethos, they can go fuck themselves. Cause that was never anything. It was never, I'm that man. I'm the noble fucking bullshit. Mm-hmm. Fuck you. You went to San Clemente Island, you drank a bunch of whiskey and wrote something bullshit. It just sucks. Like I never wanted my name out there. I was going to retire at 30 years. Yeah. And I killed Bin Laden and all of a sudden I got to get out. It just sucks, man.
Well, listen, you're doing other great things now. You're out there. You're spreading a message of positivity. You are running an organization. So it was your Grateful Nation. It has now become the Special Operators Transition Foundation.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, what I learned and what you guys have learned is that it's very, very difficult to get out of the military because you don't realize what you're capable of.
Yeah.
And I got out at 16 and a half years. I didn't have a degree. Didn't know what I was going to do, but it turns out a lot of people want people that can solve problems, show up, and a lot of these special operators have skills that we realize as Navy SEALs. I can talk to you. I can talk to each other. We can solve problems. I can communicate effectively. I can lead. I can be led. I can do all this stuff. So a lot of Green Berets, a lot of Rangers, a lot of Navy SEAls where I get them out there and a company hires them, and 6 months later, they're the best people they've ever worked with. So that's what I'm doing now. So transitioning people is the best we have. We're having a golf tournament April 27th. You guys should come down. West Palm Beach.
Jack?
Okay. I love West Palm.
We got some celebrities coming. Ricky Fowler, Kid Rock, Terry Bradshaw, Dan Marino. You guys are welcome to be in my foursome. And we'll probably won't get out there on the green. We'll just drink a lot of whiskey.
Kid Rock never returns my DMs. He never returns my calls. He doesn't.
You need me to get you in touch with him?
You tell that motherfucker.
It's a little awkward though. You keep writing him.
He was in my wedding. He's a good dude.
I know he is, and he knows you, but does he know that you're inspired by me? I mean, fuck. It's bullshit.
But I was talking to him about you, and I was like, Ray just needs to kill more famous people. It's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to. I don't do that no more. I'm a civilian now.
Dude, we're good. Seriously, you guys should think about that. I mean, we can do this April 27th. We should think about it.
Did you say golf?
Golf. Well, yeah. I mean, we'll hang out. We'll drink.
Yeah, because I'm just gonna let you know. I can't play golf. I mean, I will. Literally, Jason invited me to an event.
I did.
To do the same.
He was like, he was so nervous. He kept going. So I don't have to play, right? Like. They're not going to get me out there and play.
And fucking Top Golf, I will fucking smoke you. But if I have to put the ball in the hole, I don't like to say that word.
I got hit up. One of the psychiatrists from Team 6 said, yeah, you don't have any hobbies. You need to get a hobby. So take up golf to relieve combat stress. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, dude, that is about the worst sport in the world to try and.
It makes me angry.
I finally have gotten to the point where I let it go and I just accept that I suck at it, but I enjoy it. I do enjoy it, and I stopped getting wrapped around.
Well, you guys should think about coming down. We can get together.
I would. They actually call me Happy Gilmore on steroids when I play because I just fucking pissed off at the world.
Yeah, I'll take a look. I am cranking
it's
right
a Saturday.
now.
I mean, it's a Monday.
Yeah, look at it. April 27th.
Let me see what I got going.
If not, the team's got to get together. We can do an in-person interview.
Where do people go to find the organization?
Right now it's at yourgratefulnation.org.
Okay, so it'll be redirecting to Special Operators Transition Foundation, and it is helping special operators. And I got to tell you, man, it is a tough world out there.
Yeah.
When you leave the military and you leave such a structured, disciplined, mission-focused environment, the civilian world doesn't necessarily work that way, which is one of the great reasons why those of us that are out there teaching things like the projects, like LTD, getting up on a stage and speaking to companies about leadership and resiliency. I love doing it, and companies eat it up because they need it. They want it.
It's the right thing. And Jay, I want to let you know too that I bring you up quite a bit I give speeches at different companies, and that note you wrote when you were in the hospital, that the inspiration for motherfuckers should read that every morning when they wake up. I'm very proud of you. I'm proud to call you a friend and a brother, and kick-ass job.
Thank-
And Ray, I mean, you're obviously just easy on the eyes, man. Fuck yeah. Look at you.
Thank you. All right, so let's see. We've talked about all that. That last thing, man. What does patriotism mean to you? We were talking about this yesterday. We had a guest on, and we were talking about that. It just seems like patriotism is waning a little bit in this country. There's a lot of division, and man, you look at how unified this country was when 9/11 happened. And even the night that you guys killed bin Laden, and now suddenly we're just divided. What does it mean to you?
It's waning because people think they get free shit. And the Russians have been saying that since Nikita Khrushchev in the 50s, that if we take over Hollywood, we take over the entertainment, we take over the
education.
Yeah.
We can beat the United States without firing a shot. And these motherfuckers are being raised thinking that someone owes them something.
Yep.
Like I get free education, I get free healthcare, I get blah blah fucking blah. It doesn't work that way. And you need to earn your keep. If something's free, someone else is paying for it, and you fucking better step up and be part of the solution. And we're losing it because of political correctness. Like the fucking left, and again, they'll say, well, you don't believe in science. Like, I don't. I believe in two genders. That's fucking science. Stop being an asshole.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I love your Twitter. Your Twitter's hilarious.
Thank you. I'm normally drunk.
No, I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
All right, speaking of Twitter, where can everybody find you, bro?
MCHOOYAH.
And Hooyah is the
well, the reason I did that, here's a funny story, is I had a buddy of mine from Red Team. He said, hey, there's this new thing called Twitter. I was still in the Navy. He goes, this new thing called Twitter. So just make up a fake name and we can just fuck with people. So I put Mick Hooyah, the Irish Hooyah, because we say Hooyah.
Yeah.
Hooyah. My name leaked that night of killing bin Laden. I woke up with 15,000 followers. I'm like, God damn it. I guess
I still don't understand. Twitter and me don't get along. I just because
you're not on it a lot. I've noticed that.
Because on there though, Ray. Yeah. We got you there.
Every follower I have is because you said go follow me. Other than that, I got nothing. Seriously.
I used to get into big Twitter wars. I've stopped doing it just because it's such a waste.
Wars.
I would get sucked into the biggest wars, man.
Just put funny shit out, though.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So, I just focus on motivational shit now. I'm trying to motivate and inspire, push people. So, all right. So that's your handle. That's what you're doing. You're out there. You're making a difference. You're motivating and inspiring. Is there anything else you want to leave? Anything else you want to tell everybody out there?
No, just follow McHooyah, get some good shit, and wake up in the morning, put both feet on the ground, and you don't see your name in the obituaries. You love life, man. It's fucking.
It's a good day.
America.
Yeah.
Front Port Enemy. RobertJoneNeal.com.
Literally, it's my birthday. I posted the picture of me when I was in Vegas and they did this. I've literally had 50 fucking people write me today. Seriously, go count on my thing, asking where I got this shirt. So just what you need. More fucking people going your way. I mean, there you go. Like, whatever.
Yeah. Hey, get in the fucking gym, get some goddamn ink.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, can I tell you a funny ink story?
Yes.
Dude, get a load of this. So I got this tattoo here, and in kanji it says American, but in Chinese it says rice country. Get a load of this. It's a racial slur for a white guy. So I'm in New York, and I'm getting the shit done, and I get my doctor, Dr. Chang. I swear to God, he looks at me and goes, "Hey, Rob, that tattoo you got, what do you think it says?"
That is awesome.
And I said, "It says rice country."
Yes.
That is so awesome.
Yeah. Hey, let's do this in person one of these days.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
We'd
for
love to
sure,
have
man.
you.
We'd love to have you back on. We can get deeper in.
Man.
So, all right, as we do with every show, we're going to wrap it up with our 2 minutes of motivation. So we take the word of the day, killer, talking about killing it, and each of us gives a quick spiel and 30, 45 seconds, and that wraps up the show. So it's going to be Mr. The birthday boy himself.
Yeah, sounds good.
And then we'll kick it off. We'll kick it over to you, and you'll get to close us out.
All right, so here we go. The word of the day was killer. Killer doesn't have to be just a physical attribute. It could be physical, mental, emotional, social, spiritual. It means kill everything you set your mind to. If you want something, ladies and gentlemen, fucking attack it. I'm all about old school attack, never retract. I want you guys to kill everything in your life. Be the dominator of everything you do, because you and you alone are the only thing that's going to make you be a killer or be killed. Jay?
I love it, man. Killer is such a powerful word. I mean, just in the essence, I mean, the nature of human beings, unfortunately, there always will be war. There always is going to be evil. It doesn't matter. I don't care how a utopian society you think you're going to create out there, all you idealistic people, which I'm sure we don't have that many listen to this show. But those that do, man, I hate to tell you that there is evil in this world. I have seen it. Ray has seen it. Rob has seen it. And at some point, there's a group of people that there is nothing except for lead medicine that's gonna fix them. You cannot persuade them. You cannot hug them. You cannot rationalize with them. That being said, when you move past that, now we get into the killer mindset of driving forward in everything that you do. You should wake up every morning. You should be like, how am I going to kill it with my family, to take care of my family and push myself the best? How am I going to kill it with my fitness? How am I going to kill it with my business? How am I going to kill it so that by the time I get to the end of the day, I look myself in the mirror and say, dude, nice job. I'm ready for tomorrow. And I send it off to the killer of the most wanted man in the world.
I want to
bring it home.
I
Killer.
had an instructor named Eshelman when I was in Bud's class 208, right before we started Hell Week. He gave me some great advice for getting through Hell Week, but it turned out to be great advice for getting through life. He said, you're about to go to war for the first time, and the enemy is all your doubts, all your fears, and everyone you know back home that told you weren't good enough to do this. Keep your head down, keep moving forward, no matter what, never quit, and you'll be fine.
Yes, I love it, man. Rob, thanks, brother. It's an honor to have you on. We had a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me. Great. I'll be in studio next time. I'm coming to Virginia Beach to see you motherfuckers.
Yeah, we'll do shots. We'll do shots. All right, this has been another episode of the Overcome and Conquer Show. An amazing episode. We're killing it. I am Jason Overcome Redman.
And I'm Ray Cashcare.
And we are out.
Boom.
Thanks for listening to the Overcome and Conquer Show. Tune in next time, and please remember to subscribe on iTunes. Please visit overcomeandconquer.com.
The Overcome and Conquer Show is presented by The Project. The Project is a full immersion, 75-hour experience designed for men who know in their core they are not living up to their fullest potential. Rather than waking up every morning ready to dominate life, the mediocre man rolls out of bed and slides into the same unfulfilling routine they've unhappily been in for way too long. The Project is for men that have lost their eternal flame and motivation to conquer. It is for men living an unfulfilling life that lacks the excitement and purpose. If this resonates with you and you want to learn more, we encourage you to apply today at www.mdkproject.com/OC show. Boom!